Howdy, folks. I'm a ball of twine,
I'm Amber.
and here's some threads. Alright, this first story is a little bit of a doozy. It does involve potential future kidnapping, and manipulation, so let's get started. Our first letter is titled, Am I the Jerk for Calling My Daughter a Teen Mom and Intending to Parent Her Daughter? I'm a 37-year-old female and a mom of 5, and I have a married 19-year-old daughter, Liz. Her husband is a 20-year-old male, and she are expecting a baby in December. I have always been wary of my daughter's life decisions. Liz moved out at the age of 16, got married to her high school sweetheart, and only months after her 18th birthday, and she and her husband had been trying to have a baby since marrying. In short, Liz wants to be I'm going to put this in quotes, teen mom. I'm also quite scared of the public reaction for her sake. She is small and often mistaken to be around 15 years old. So once she starts showing more, it will not look right. And yet, she seems to be happy with throwing her life away so quickly. Liz and her husband want to handle their pregnancy themselves for the most part. But I have tried to interfere as much as possible because they are much too young. They're teenagers, except for he's 20. They haven't lived enough to care for a new one without an adult's help. So, when I'm over at their house, I often emphasize that Liz is going to be a teen mom rather than a mom, and I've bought her books on teen parenting and Facebook her probably dozens of links to other teen resources. Little did I know this actually bothered her when I was at her house in the middle of an unrelated argument where I was warning her that her pregnancy might affect her husband's fidelity. I had again reminded Liz that she's a teen mom. Liz then went on for about a 2-minute or so ramble. It almost sounded like it was prepared beforehand, about how she wanted me to treat her as an adult parent. She claimed that being married, having a house, and having a husband with a stable job, etc., were enough for her to be able to be treated as a normal mother. I attempted to sympathize with her. I was a teen mom to her older brother. I thought I had it all under control, but I ultimately didn't know anything about raising a child. But I also had to be honest with Liz. As her mother, I was only trying to help. I told Liz my plan to raise her daughter at my house. So sort of like shared custody, so that Liz can focus on her marriage and growing up until she's mature enough to handle it. Well, Liz was shocked, to say the least. I wonder why. Why could Liz possibly be shocked here? This just seems natural. When I was her age, I still lived with my parents, and they parented my first 3 kids. I only completely took over parenting once I turned 20, soon after my daughter Zoe's birth. But with Liz, it's only her first child. So she hasn't had any other experience compared to what I had by her age. So I don't expect her to be ready to parent until she's probably 22 at least. So you can raise her child until 22 is what you're saying, OP. Now I'm at a point where I have just to accept my daughter and her husband's fate as teen parents. Neither one will listen to my suggestions, and my daughter has said to my face that I'm a control freak. So am I. Alright, folks. What do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk.
Oh my goodness. Can you believe the story? This is just absolutely the most ridiculous. Maybe not the most ridiculous, but pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, well, teen parents need support anyway, and they don't need to be condescended to.
Yeah.
But this is a fully planned pregnancy between 2 married people, one of whom is not even a teenager.
Your daughter, OP, is an adult. Her husband is an adult. Your daughter has been on her own since 16. She might need your help as an adult to help her with her child and some things that she might not know about raising a baby. And that's perfectly acceptable to give her help when she wants it and when she asks for it and on her terms. But to try and inject yourself and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to take your child and raise it in my house, even though you have your own house. I think that you have some need some deep need of therapy here. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for making my girlfriend cry because I said computer science would be too hard for her? I'm a 24-year-old male, and I've been with my girlfriend, a 22-year-old female, for 6 years. Currently work in the business sector and have been thinking about going back to school for a degree in computer science and engineering. My girlfriend has been extremely supportive of my decision and has been there for me throughout the application process. For background, she works multiple roles in healthcare and science and wants to go to medical school. Today, after work, she came home and we talked for a bit. We had a conversation about our days, jobs, and plans to go back to school. At one point, we had an intense but healthy conversation about the pay differences and systematic processes in both healthcare and tech fields. And she confided in me that she sometimes wishes more of our friend group had healthcare positions too. And that is still shocking to her on how much tech people can get paid for such short amounts of time. She also clarified that it's not that she wants tech to pay less, but for sectors like healthcare, hospitality, and first responders to pay more. Most of the people in our circles are in business and tech and have no interest in healthcare due to often long education process and average pay without grueling education. I tried to comfort her and tell her it's okay and that she's in healthcare because she's passionate about her patients and science, and she agrees. Then this is where maybe I made a mistake. Maybe. I then said CS would be too hard for her anyways. Imagine the audacity for a moment here, folks, of telling someone who's planning on going to med school that computer science is too hard for them.
And not even from a computer scientist, but someone who's applying to a computer science program.
After that simple statement, she turned away from me and began crying. At first, I was confused as to why, and asked her if she was okay. Well, let me say this: you'll fit right in with the other computer scientists. She broke down on me, telling me that she felt my comment wasn't necessary and just made her feel even more misunderstood. I know that she's been through a lot with her jobs and that even though she loves what she does, she's been feeling burnt out. I understand that her line of work does require a special person working with COVID patients and hospice, but that doesn't mean that she would do well in tech, especially since she's not tech savvy person. We often joked about how she's not tech inclined and needs my help a lot in that area. My comment was both the truth and a joke, but I understand how it could be hurtful. At the same time, I still can't shake that she could have reacted differently and was probably just feeling insecure, and that her pride was hurt. I just think that she shouldn't have felt that I was belittling her abilities by telling her the truth. So, am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk.
So first off, my little quip about computer scientists. I am a computer scientist. So, that's not to be mean to computer scientists.
I've taught pre-med students, and there are a fair number who I am sure would excel. Like, 'cause I taught them university physics, and there's a lot of sharp people in pre-med programs.
She has the ability to learn, and she might have troubles right now with tech stuff, but she has the ability to expand her knowledge and become better and more proficient with technology. She may not have had the same advantages or background as you did when you were growing up to expose her to certain concepts and things. But that's what education is for. You don't need to be tech savvy in order to go into a computer science program. You need to have a desire and willingness to learn about computer science. And so if she wanted to go into a computer science program, I have no doubt if she has the inclination and is able to go through a med school program or has the intention of it, that she would probably be able to do it well in a computer science program. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for no longer being the maid of honor for my sister's wedding after her fiancé humiliated me? My sister is getting married soon to Nino. As part of the pre-wedding celebrations, our family is visiting Nino's family in Italy. My dad is very good friends with Nino's dad and uncle as they grew up together, so this isn't our first time meeting most of them. Nino has a cousin, Luca, who I made an enemy out of when I was 9 because I told our dads that he pushed me into the water when I actually slipped and he got into a whole load of trouble. I haven't seen him since we were children, so I thought that he would be over it by now, but he was very clearly wasn't, and seemed to hate my guts judging by how he looked at me. He's going to be Nino's best man, and since I was supposed to be the maid of honor, I thought it would be good for us to put the past behind us, so I tried to apologize to him in multiple times in English, but he acted like he couldn't understand and only ever spoke Italian around me. I asked Nino to translate my apology for me, but he told me that it would mean more if I said it to him myself in Italian to show that I was genuinely sorry. He taught me how to say what I wanted to say, but Luca was never alone, so I was finding it hard to find a chance to apologize. One day, he was sitting with a group outside and Nino told me just to say it in front of everyone since Luca was avoiding me. I said it, and everyone who spoke Italian found it hilarious. I had no idea what was so funny until Luca asked me in English to repeat what I said. I tried to apologize in English, but he told me to say it in Italian again. After I said it, he stood up and told me to come inside with him and that he would have a fun time with me. I was angry and embarrassed, so I told him to stop being disgusting, and he told me that was just what I said to him. Nino found it hilarious, as did everybody else. I yelled at him, and so did my sister. I ended up telling them that I wouldn't be the maid of honor anymore because the groom was a jerk. My sister is begging me not to drop out of her wedding and has told Nino to apologize multiple times, but I still don't want to be around Luca and Nino more than necessary. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
You do not do this to somebody. Imagine what would have happened if she had said this in private and he had actually taken it in the wrong way. Then that would be an extremely bad situation. And what happens if he didn't actually speak English at all? Then he could have been setting her up for a really bad situation. So this was not a funny or cute joke. Speaking of languages, our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for telling a girl that speaks two easy foreign languages that it isn't that impressive? What is wrong with you?" Last night, my friend and I went out for a few drinks. We met at the pub, and Jack, a 21-year-old male, brought his new girlfriend Susie, a 20-year-old female, so she could meet everyone. I, a 21-year-old female, think that Susie was lovely. It was Saturday, the pub was busy, and Susie have been bumping into her friends all night long. I heard that she speaks other languages to a few people, so I asked her about this, and she said that she spoke German and Spanish fluently. So I asked her if she wished that she spoke a different language instead. She asked how so, and I repeated that those are boring and easy languages. Don't you wish you spoke like Arabic or Japanese or Chinese? That way you could brag about it. But speaking an easy language isn't that impressive. She asked me if I spoke any languages, and I said no because I didn't have time to learn Japanese, but I've been wanting to. Then she told me to go away. I told her that there was no need to be rude, but she just rolled her eyes at me. When we got back to the table, I asked others if they thought German and Spanish were easy and boring, and some agreed. Susie kept rolling her eyes. I asked Jack if he thinks that speaking Japanese is more impressive than fluent Spanish or German, and he agreed with me. Susie was mad. She called me a jerk and grabbed her bag and left. I told them about the conversation with Susie, and some of them said that I was indeed the jerk, but others said that Susie was too sensitive and thought that I was right. Who? I know I sound like an owl here, but who? We couldn't reach a consensus, and Jack is angry because Susie is ignoring him. Am I the jerk for telling her that it wasn't that impressive that she spoke two easy languages? Alright folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk, like that would have been rude if you spoke 10 languages, but you don't even speak these languages.
Exactly. What is wrong? No, it's impressive. Impressive to speak two languages. Uncalled for saying this. Our next letter is titled, "Am I the jerk for jokingly introducing my girlfriend as my trophy wife?" I'm a 27-year-old male, and I've been with my girlfriend, a 27-year-old female, for 3 years. She's sweet and has a great career in software engineering and multiple accomplishments to her name. On top of all of that, she's incredibly gorgeous. Although I'm proud of her and her accomplishments, people often tell me that I'm lucky, and it gets frustrating after a while. Side note, last year I got into an accident that left me with a noticeable ugly scar. This has impacted my confidence, so people are reminding me that I'm lucky doesn't really help. Well, last week I went on a trip with her, my brother, and his girlfriend. We went to the beach, and in the evening, this couple started talking to me when we got some drinks. They joined us, and when I introduced my girlfriend, I jokingly said, "And this is my trophy wife. Her job is to look good for me, and she does it well." Ouch. This was clearly a joke because my girlfriend is a smart, competent woman who is as far removed from the trophy wife as you can imagine. So I'm gonna stop here. OP, these were two strangers who don't have any background information about your wife. How did you expect them to get this joke?
Yeah, like they just telepathically, oh, she's really a software engineer. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's telepathy. Good job on failing the telepathy lessons. There was an awkward silence and my girlfriend looked horrified. My brother sighed and mumbled something that I didn't catch. Luckily, the couple got the joke as they laughed it off. After that, my girlfriend excused herself and left the gathering. She was followed by my brother's girlfriend. Later that night, I got a verbal beatdown from all three of them. Girlfriend was seriously angry and said that I humiliated her in front of everyone. She said that she couldn't believe that I could be so trashy and miserable. Brother's girlfriend agreed and was glaring at me all night long. I had a private chat with my brother who told me not to come crying to him once my girlfriend dumps me, and that I need to give a sincere apology before that happens. After this, my girlfriend is completely avoiding me. In fact, she spent more time with the other two and even hung out with the new couple one night. So are they right? Am I the jerk for what I said to my girlfriend in jest? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk. And it sounds like he's feeling unconfident, so he decided to pick at his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's really what this sounds like. Just not a good poor form, OP, poor form. Apologize. Our next letter is titled, "Am I the jerk for not taking my brother's kids on vacation with me even though I initially agreed?" I'll make this quick. I'm a 38-year-old female and I have 4 kids, 17, 15, 12, and 10. We are going on a 2-part vacation, Disney World and whitewater rafting. My brother, a 44-year-old male, has a blended tribe of kids, or as I refer to them, the Loud House Pack. And they are 24, 21, 20, 20, 17, 16, 14, 12, 9, 5, 3, and 6 weeks old. 12 children. If this was Sesame Street, the Count would be extremely happy right now. I think that I got their ages right. You know, OP, some people forget how old their nieces and nephews are. You are excused. But yeah, he's been blowing me up about taking his children on vacation with me. I initially agreed to take the middle 3 children, 14, 12, and 9, and they ended up going to spend the summer with relatives. Brother states that I can still take the 3 youngest, which includes the newborn. 6 weeks. 6 weeks to whitewater rafting. What is wrong with him? I told him that's not happening. The newborn is too young. The other 2 cries when they're away from their parents after a few hours. That's a disaster waiting to happen. This is a 5-day trip. He and his sister-in-law got upset that I don't understand and they need a break. Yeah, I can understand why they need a break, but that's not your problem, OP. I totally understand, but I'm not about to be inconvenienced because the pressure of parenthood is burdening them. Family has gotten involved, and some say that I could even change my plans to include the youngest children to give my brother a break. You know, where are all these family members? Why aren't they taking them? I'm not, and even if I did, I still wouldn't take them. They're entirely too young. My father backs me, but my mother says she's split. Siblings are neutral. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. They're not your kids.
They're not your children. I think my outbursts in here pretty much say my feelings on this. This is ridiculous. If they need a break, maybe some of these other very generous people who have been butting into your business can take them for a little while. That's my thoughts.
Mhm.
Just tell them that, OP. Anyhow, take care and good luck. And good luck to your brother. Holy cow. They do have medical procedures that can help him with his problems. Our final letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Keeping Our Home in Pristine Magazine Condition? I'm a 34-year-old female, and my partner, a 36-year-old male, gets absolutely hostile towards me about the condition of our interior of our home. He is unhappy with my housekeeping and calls me all sorts of names when he gets upset. Leave him. He wants an old-fashioned wife to stay at home type of relationship, which would be fine if he made enough money to support our extravagant lifestyles on his income, which he can't. The result is that now I have a job, we only have one vehicle, and live about 20 miles out of the main city. Because of this, we have to carpool together. This carpooling has become extremely inconvenient because his workday starts well in advance of my workday. Think leaving the house 2.5 hours earlier and getting home 2.5 hours later. This has me gone from the house 15 hours a day plus 5 days a week. When I get home, I am tired, both physically and mentally. I have enough energy to cook dinner and then basically fall asleep. We have both had unfortunate string of events unfold over the past year that has left both of us battling depression. He acts like the only thing that could possibly make him happy is a clean house. I think I might be the jerk here because I think that is not true because everything in his life seems to make him angry and depressed, and if I could somehow find the time to clean the house without him messing it back up, he would be just fine and find something else to blame all of his anger and frustration on. So please, wise Reddit Kingdom, please tell me, am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk, dump him.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. OP, you're 15 hours a day. There is a good reason why the house is not pristine magazine condition, and then on top of that, it sounds like he's the one who's messing up the house. If he would just help out with the house and the chores, then he could have the house cleaned as he dreams. And I mean, I certainly can not fault him for not making enough money to support both of you. There's a lot of bad jobs out there that you just can't make a decent living on, and that's certainly a frustrating situation, and I can understand that's outside of his control. The difference though is that you two are both working. You're both working full times, and you're both gone for 15 hours a day. There's not enough time in the day for you also to clean the house and keep it in pristine magazine condition. And also, what is he doing? Divorce. Anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverage. There's a choice. I have a beverage of choice here. Amber has some tea, mint tea, and she has a joke for us today.
What is the best way to double your money?
What's the best way to double your money? Fold it in half?
Yeah.
What happens if I only have petty change? Coins. How am I supposed to fold coins in half, Amber?
You just get one of those metal presses?
The joke is flawed. It's fundamentally flawed. And I have licorice spice. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. And if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
They're threads. They're like things that we're reading. Threads.